It's Saturday. I have good news. I'll tell you after I play a song. So here we go. Song of the day.
Deep inside the border, children are crying, fighting for food, holding their hands, breaking their bread with a stone. All along the roadside, people are standing, watching the sun, shielding their eyes, brushing the flies from their face. Tell me, what can you say? Tell me, like a mirror, you see yourself. These people each have a name. All around township, young men are dying of hunger and thirst. The well has run dry. The tears from her eye feeds her son. Now tell me, what can you say? Tell me, who do you blame? Like a mirror, you see yourself. These people each have a
Now, during that whole ascending section, I used to always double that with Taurus pedals. I just don't have them in here to plug in. I don't have anything to plug them into. But it really gave Chester. Phil Collins, Colors. I've had a bunch of requests for that song, so I thought I would start my Saturday with that. I think it's just a great, it was so great live. I think the last time we played that live was on the But Serious tour in 1990. And great tune though. God, Phil's just like, the thing that's amazing about him is like if you see the video of that show, starts off playing piano, then he's back playing his ass off on the drums, then he's singing, then it's just like the guy's got everything covered. He's truly a Renaissance artist in terms of all of his abilities, and I love him dearly. I wish him all the best. Let me crank this up just a skosh. Bass always ends up in the middle of my beard and then splits it like the Red Sea. But he's amazing. I'm gonna contact him today, see how he's doing. They are hunkered down at home too. I mean, I've been staying in touch with him, and he's pretty much sequestered with the family and everything, just like everybody else that's trying. And the fun part was it was great to introduce everybody yesterday to Blue, who I'm doing the finger book with, and we finished it yesterday. Did the last tweaks, the last little bit of text and everything in it, and it's going to go off to have a rough printing done, not a bound print, but it'll be everything all laid out, cover everything, and once we put our stamp of approval on it, and hopefully that'll be in about a week or so, then it's off to the printers, and they'll begin printing them and then ship it, because all this stuff it's printed in China, of course, and then it's put on a ship and sent back, and it's literally, I've got probably over a ton of books coming. The run of this is 10,000 books. So I've got to rent a storage locker now to put them all in, and then just go there and pick up stacks of them as I need them and start mailing, because I'm doing everything myself on this. So I'm going to be printing all the labels, going to the post office and doing all this. And it's going to be a handful. Have to kind of start a whole business. I have to do a thing for taxes and figuring out shipping costs, but I'm keeping the price of the book down. It'll all be explained in the Kickstarter program, but I'm hoping the Kickstarter program does good, because that'll kind of finance the whole beginning of this thing and get it going, so it's not completely out of pocket all. And what the Kickstarter will get you will be you'll get the first stab at the books, and there will be some different levels and perks on that, with signed and personalized books, and maybe a couple of other goodies thrown in. We'll see. I'm gonna investigate all this now, but the book is actually complete, and I just, in fact, before doing this video, sat and looked through it and snapped some pictures of some of the pages and sent them off to some friends just to warn them that it's on the way. So that's cool. It's going to be hellacious here in Southern California for the next, I don't know how long, maybe 4 or 5 days. But today it's supposed to potentially reach about 112 or 113 degrees. And I'm not going to convert that to Celsius while I'm sitting here. So just take my word for it. It's hot as hell. Took the boys out this morning. And of course, my brain is completely used up at this point. I'm amazed I could actually play that song, because Thursday, I was supposed to be doing a Zoom interview with a gentleman in I think in Germany, and it was going to be 12:30 my time. So or he's in England maybe, but somewhere it's like 8 or 9 hours difference time. So I was supposed to be at 12:30, and obediently at 12:30 I got on my link to him, and he answered the phone, and he said, "So what are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I mean, don't we have an interview to do?" He goes, "That's next week." He said, "I'm 4 minutes from doing a different interview, so I got to run now." I said, "I'll see you next week." Then this morning I got up early because today is my day for doing, from the clubhouse, for doing the FaceTimes and the Skypes with everybody. And my first call was at 8 this morning. And I'm sitting there getting ready to go on. I've got everything set up, my camera and everything. And I contacted Aaron, who kind of helped put together the clubhouse and runs like the live stream and all that. And he said, everything okay? And I said, yeah, just getting ready to start my things. He goes, that's next week. So next Saturday is when I do all that. I mean, I'm like so completely brain dead at this point because we've been having a bunch of meetings about the band, and there's some really cool stuff going on with that. And the single, I think the new video's coming out in like a week, and it's unbelievably great. I'm really proud of it. And the guys, everybody stepped up, and we're getting ready to go in a little less than a month from now, and we're going to do a live concert and then stream it. And this time it's going to be the shit, as they say. Don Lombardi at DW Drums is letting us use their sound stage and their staff to do this, so it should be really great. And I go back so far with Don. I mean, he and I were in a band in like 1964 together, so it's kind of thrilling always to go over there and be around him and see like the empire that this guy created. It's pretty spectacular, and certainly DW Drums are one of the great drum companies in the world. And so his generosity is really to be commended. And just all kinds of stuff going on. And I think I'm going to, since it's going to be so hot today, I think I'm going to focus on cleaning my garage, because the hot rod is back up and running, but it's still at my mechanic's house, because during the course of the 2 years it's been sitting there, because he held on to it while I was on the road with Phil, and he got the radiator record and did some other work on the car while I was gone. During, of course, that period of time, the garage filled up with a whole pile of crap, that as garages do. So now my project for the day is to go out and straighten up the garage enough where I can bring the car back home. And one of my favorite things to do is, just when I'm really in a vegetative mode, is go out and get out tons of rags and tons of polish and work on it, because it requires a ton of maintenance in terms of keeping everything polished, all the brass and the chrome and all the aluminum and everything. I mean, it's just, if you let it go, it's really an uphill battle, and it's been sitting for a while, so I got a lot of work to do. But when it's really hot, all I'm going to do is water. I'm not going to be working in the yard. I'll just turn sprinklers on and do some spot watering. So I might do that today. And other than that, I just want to wish everybody a really great, it's a holiday weekend. We've got a 3-day weekend. Be really cognizant. This is the last time we had one of these weekends. The numbers for this disease spiked like mad. I think they went up 76% after the holiday weekend, because everybody wanted to get out. Who isn't frustrated by all of this? I mean, being locked down, having to go out, wear your mask. If you're like, when I go to pump gas, I've got disposable gloves for that, because I don't know who's been handling all the pump handles and all that. Trying to be cognizant, and so just be careful this weekend. If you're going to go do anything, just really kind of try to adhere to the rules, because it's really, until we actually really take care of this is not going to go, the numbers won't go down. Whether or not this ever actually goes away is open for discussion. Still to this day, people still get polio. There's malaria. There's diseases that once they take hold on us, they're never going away. But what we can do is reduce the amounts to something that's almost infinitesimal. So it's terrible for the people that get it, but at least it's not completely taking down the community. But the numbers are still, really high, and they're trying to open some things up. But it seems like every time they open them, the numbers go up and they have to close them again. They're finding this with the colleges and all the kids that are going to college. Suddenly they want to party. I mean, that's to them what college is about, is getting together and drinking and partying. And so the first thing they do is they throw a party, and the next thing you know, they're all told you have to go home now. But when they go home, they're potentially carrying this with them back to their house. So it's like, it's a real double-edged sword with all of this stuff. But all I'm saying is, I care deeply. I care deeply about humanity, and I care deeply about this community. This community, to me, is a microcosm of humanity. And I don't want to see anything happen to anybody, and you're including myself. I'll be totally selfish about it. I'm digging my being alive, and I really don't want that to end over something as ridiculous as this virus and people's irresponsibility in dealing with it. Because if we were really responsible, we could get this behind us in really a short period of time. Otherwise, this is going to linger and linger and linger, and we're going to be under the thumb of this for quite some time. And so I just want to wish everybody a great weekend. My heart goes out to all the people that are still working front line in everything, that it's a holiday weekend and most of them are still going to be working. It's no getting away from this, especially in the medical field. The hospitals still have a lot of people in them that are in different stages of this disorder. And like when my my postal worker comes to the house, they're hitting all these different houses. And if you have the time, I went and picked up a big bag of all those assortment chips, Fritos and potato chips and all that. If you kind of know about approximately when your postal person comes to your house, leave them out a bag of stuff like that and a cold bottle of water. It's really appreciated by them. And I know my sister-in-law works for the post office, and she doesn't do delivery. She works a counter at the post office, but she said every little thing helps, and people coming in and being nice and thoughtful and adhering to the rules, she says, because she does get the occasional person that comes in and starts screaming in her face, that their rights are being abused by all this stuff. They want their mail and they want it, and yet there's a giant sign right at the door that says, "Do not enter without a mask." So my heart goes out to those people putting up with the idiots that are out there. So have a great weekend. I will find maybe tomorrow I'll take a day off. I'll come visit, but maybe I'll take a day off from playing. There's one thing I thought I was going to do today, and I might just do that tomorrow. And it's not me playing it, but it's something that happened during the course of a recording that I discovered later that's pretty cool. So I might throw that up with a little story. So take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe.